Hello coders, welcome to my YouTube channel and my name is Gaurav and I'm back with a new series of videos which we named as Placement Talk, where we'll be having people among us who have recently cracked the on-campus or off-campus interviews. So we'll be talking about their interview experiences and how they prepare for those interviews so that it will be helpful for you for your upcoming coding interview rounds. So stay tuned and please watch till end.
So, hello friends. Today we have Loken Vora with us, and he is a final year student in Triple IT Kota. And he recently got an offer of 14 LPA from a Bangalore startup company. So, this is our first episode of Placement Talk, and we welcome Loken to share his experience.
Hello, I am Lokendra Bohra from Jaipur, Rajasthan. I am pursuing computer science, Bachelor of Technology from Indian Institute of Information Technology, Kota.
Okay.
Recently, I got placed in a Bangalore startup company.
Yeah.
That's it, we will talk.
Okay. So yeah, nice. So our today's episode one topic is does CGPA matters? So we will hear more from Loken, like why we choose this topic and what is the story behind it. So over to you, Loken.
Actually, I had very low CGPA up till like this seventh semester, but still I was able to grab the second highest package of my college.
That's great.
The thing is, you should have skills, you should understand data structure and algorithms, you should master a single language like Java. I had done with Python, and you are good to go. Be exposed to the technology.
Okay. Cool. So, yeah, in a nutshell, can you tell us our audience like does CGPA really matters and they should really focus on building up CGPA or like in terms in your views, what you suggest?
Actually, CGPA matters and doesn't matters too. Like when you go in the industry, CGPA doesn't matters at all. Like I would advise if you are in fourth year and don't have a good CGPA, focus on your language, on your data structure and algorithms, the coding skills.
Okay.
And if you are in second year, you have the time to improve your CGPA. Do it because if you have a good CGPA, you will be able to expose to many more opportunities provided by the college. You will be able to sit in many more companies. Like I had low CGPA, I was not able to sit in many companies. From past 6 months, the placement session was going on, but I was not able to sit. This was the first company I was able to sit, and like it was a kind of a bet for me.
Okay.
I had to clear this anyhow.
So yeah, coming to our next question. So do you think competitive programming is helpful in cracking the interviews? And what are like other subjects you wanted the grads to prepare to appear in any interview?
Okay, if we talk about cracking the interviews, competitive coding is not at all important.
Okay.
You should you can do problem solving on many other platforms which are not competitive coding like LeetCode, HackerRank, binarysearch.com. Like practice your problem solving skills on these platforms.
Yeah.
You need not participate in contest, but if you do, it gives you an edge above others. Like what I would advise is if you have more time, like you are in second year, you have almost 1.5 year to appear in the placements.
Okay.
You can go for competitive coding.
Yeah.
But if you have less time, like less than 6 months, you should do problem solving questions on LeetCode, binarysearch.com, and HackerRank. And besides that, there are few subjects you should take care of. Object-oriented programming, OOPS concepts are very much important, very much helpful cracking the interview. Next is the computer networks. You should know the basics about the computer networks.
Okay, cool. So you have already named some of the coding platform. So I just want to rank them in top to bottom. maybe you can say the top three for preparing for any interview.
Okay, the top three are lead code. Lead code will always be on the first.
Okay.
Then comes the binarysearch.com.
Okay.
It really has a cool feature of rooms where you can invite your friends and race together to solve a question.
Okay.
Like a competition, a contest between your friends. Second one is binarysearch.com.
Okay.
Okay. The third is HackerRank. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So these three.
Fourth one is the Google Kickstart Coding Challenge.
Okay. Yeah.
That really good coding challenge for the beginners. Like it doesn't require you sophisticated data structure to learn.
Okay.
And the fifth one is atcoder.jp.
Okay.
Atcoder has a really great beginner contest every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Those questions are very good for the beginners. Like they are the question, such question appears in your interview.
Okay. Now moving to our next question. Like how many questions a person should solve daily? If let's say if some of them are in first year, some of them are in second year. So what advice you want to give them? Like how many questions they have to solve daily?
Like there is no such benchmark, but if you really hardcore that, I would go with, if you're in second year, do 3 questions daily. Just be consistent.
Okay.
Like one day gap would work, but in a week, 1 day gap would work.
Okay.
But be consistent with your problem solving skills.
Okay.
Okay. If you're in third year, you can go with 4 to 5 questions daily, not more than that, because it will lead to burnout easily.
Yeah.
And that happens very much in us, like the developers. And if you are in fourth year itself, do 5 to 6 questions daily.
Okay.
Just like do the time per question, give that 15 minutes timing to it. Like binarysearch.com has this great feature where you can track the timing, how much time is left per question.
Okay.
Like,
Okay. Cool. So that's good. So now we'll moving to another question, which is like building of up your LinkedIn profile. So how much it matters, and does it really help you in getting any interview call?
LinkedIn profiles are very much important because it's your presentation to the recruiters.
Yeah.
So maintain your profile very good. If give time to improving your LinkedIn profile, like fill every section as much as you can. The skills section, give assessment so that once you are verified, your skill get verified, you give assessment, you are much more visible to the recruiters. Like whenever you apply to the LinkedIn jobs and you're a verified person for that skill, so your name will come on top and you have more chances to get the offer. Okay, 2-3 certificates are enough. Put your projects in the project section, your courses you have done, and a little bio about yourself too. Like get an all-star. LinkedIn gives all-star when you fill all the section.
Okay.
Like the bio section, write a good bio of yourself and become an all-star, and you will be much more exposed to the recruiters.
So getting to our next question, can you tell us some tips on creating a powerful resume to our audience, which will get highlighted to getting interview calls?
Yeah. Okay. I actually made my resume 5 times, and in the last iteration, I used the format my college has provided.
Okay.
So, talking about my resume, I had not a good CGPA, so I put down my education section in the lowest.
Okay.
So, since the starting, you have to sell yourself, like the present your best version. So, in the starting, your name, make a good portfolio, a good website of yours. Mention that the clickable link, your LinkedIn profile, and your contact details. Okay. Then write about the projects. And
Okay.
when you describe the project, use the technology jargons as little jargons. Okay,
Okay.
you don't need to write a paragraph per project.
Okay.
Just write a 10 to 20 words line.
Hmm.
Okay, and write it like how much optimized it is.
Okay.
Like if I have a project of server, I will write implemented a server
Mm-hmm.
based on Linux
Okay.
using based on Linux, which beats the performance of Microsoft IaaS server by 20% time,
Okay. You
provides 15% more latency, and the jargons inside
you
it.
mean the
The
main crux of that algo you have to highlight it, and you can
Yeah.
explain in your interview like what you did and implement, but you have to
Mhm.
explain in one word, right? So that's what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah, how it is better than the other choices.
Okay.
And like whenever you create a project, when you decide the technology you are using, suppose I have the option of SQL versus no SQL.
Okay.
And why I'm using SQL, why I have not used no SQL.
Okay.
There is no such fixed answer. Like the choice between SQL and no SQL is project based, and the scalability based.
Yeah.
Like it is the number of audience it requires,
Yeah.
what main task we want to get done. Okay, so write a 10 to 20 words line on your project, and after the project, if you have any experience, like if you're fresher, you might have experience of internship, so mention it before the projects. Okay, I have not done any internship, so I have not mentioned the internship part. Okay,
Okay.
then comes the skill section.
Okay.
Write only those subjects in which you are comfortable. You have mastered, like 50 to 60% of the actual syllabus. Okay.
Okay.
So any technologies you have explored,
Okay.
plus the subjects, uh, that's it. Oh, okay. The number of languages does not actually matters. This
Okay.
question arises a lot. Like which language should I learn?
Yeah.
This don't matters at all.
Okay.
The interview will give you the choice of, like, you can code in any language.
language.
They just want the logic of the
Yeah.
problem solving language. So it doesn't matter if you implement it in Python, Java, C++.
Okay.
It just depends on you. Whichever the language you want to learn, you can do it. But if we talk about learn Java, because it teaches you the principle of OOPS, the object oriented programming.
Okay.
So you get done with the Java plus the OOPS. OOPS are like really very much important, as I have discussed before.
So, as you mentioned, they can write the project on which they have worked on. So, if they
Yeah.
have to showcase, they can also go for GitHub. So, do you think GitHub profile matters, and they should know anything about GitHub? So,
In the GitHub profile doesn't matter much on the fresher level. Like you can just upload your projects on the GitHub and give the the clickable link on your resume
okay.
of that project when you mention beside your project. Okay.
Okay.
Plus the Git is like really very much important.
Yeah.
Learn it because you are going to use it hypertensively
Yeah.
in your career.
Yeah. So if you have time, you can learn some basics of Git. There are too many
Yeah.
videos there on YouTube also.
We have the Codex organization have a
Yeah.
good. I myself have learned Git through that repository.
Yeah.
The lead code solution, you can learn about pull request,
Yeah.
opening pull request, merge, and conflict, solving the merge conflicts.
Yeah, right. So as soon as you solve any lead code question, maybe you can like you can create a pull request and you can upload to the GitHub repository that we have to lead code solutions. Maybe we can give the link into the description for
You
that
will
also.
provide the link to the repository,
Yeah.
plus how you can create your first
First pull
request.
request. Yeah, right. Okay.
If you have any problem, you are free to join us on Telegram channel.
Yeah.
We will assist you.
Yeah. So we have now in our last section tell at least five advices to our audience who are watching this, and they are very keen to get placed in on campus or in any off campus interviews. So go ahead.
Okay. The first thing is master the language properly, in depth properly, because question based on languages also comes up in quizzes before the coding interview. In the coding interview, like they also comes up in the interview. So master the language we are using
Right.
in depth.
Right.
Then comes the OOPS, object oriented programming language. These principles are, I cannot emphasize it much, that they are literally very much important.
Right.
So go in depth. I will suggest one book, that is the Java the Complete Reference
Okay.
by Herbert Schilder. Go through that book, read it as much as you can. It is a big, heavy book. You don't need to read it all, just the few 6 to 7 chapters, and it is beginner friendly.
Okay.
Very lucid language. You can go without any hesitation. Okay.
Okay.
The third I would do is make full stack projects.
Okay.
Like personally, I would advise you learn Node.js. It is a very powerful language, powerful framework. Uh, you can create really good level industrial level project. And if you have done a full stack industrial level project, your interviewer will be very much impressed by you,
Yeah.
and you will have a good chance of getting placed. Okay.
Sure.
And the fourth is uh, invest your time in problem solving skills.
Okay.
Lead code.
Lead
Okay.
code. Okay.
Lead code, binarysearch.com.
Hacker.
Like if you get bored with lead code, you can try binarysearch.com, because in binarysearch.com you create a room. The timing feature is also there. You can your friends can actually solve it together, not together, race to solve it. Who comes first?
Yeah.
You actually solve it individually, but who comes first? The contest type feature.
Right.
And the fifth one is get exposed to as much, like if you're a tech guy, be aware of what is happening in the technologies.
Okay.
One of my friend was asked the question, what is IaaS server?
Okay.
And he was the Geeks for Geeks first campus topper. Like he have solved many questions, 500 question on lead code. A very brilliant student,
Okay.
but just in the terms of problem solving skills.
Okay.
He was not exposed to technologies,
Okay.
like what is happening, what is I. He was asked the question, what is IaaS server?
Okay.
He didn't knew, and since that question, his confidence fell,
Okay.
and he was selected.
Oh. Okay.
So be aware about what is going on in the industry,
Yeah.
the latest technologies, and
Yeah. So yeah, those are very useful advice, I might say. And yeah, so with that question, we are now end of our episode one of Placements Talk.
I would give one more advice.
Okay.
Join a coding community where you can
Yeah.
from where you can get help on your problem, your doubts. Like we are. I learned a lot in the Codex community. Since the beginning. I've discussed a lot about the architecture, the system design, daily practice, coding practice session, daily practice sessions.
Right.
Lot. I credit my success a lot to the Codex community. Not a shameless promotion, but seriously, it helps a lot. Join any community.
Yeah.
But we would advise join our community, Codex community.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. So yeah, if you join any community, you will get to know different people. Maybe some experienced, maybe some juniors. So you will get to learn a lot from others. That's what we must say, and that's yeah. So with that, we will whatever we talked about, like the LinkedIn profile of Lokendra,
LinkedIn profile of mine. Like all the
The
links we
links.
will, yeah, all the links we will share into the description. And also, most importantly, if you have any queries not able to cover in this session, we can take up in another session also, maybe a live session. But don't forget to put your questions in the comments box, or you can pin that in our Telegram channel, Telegram group also. So yeah,
Yeah.
that was it for today. Thanks,
Okay, thank
Lokesh.
you.